Good morning. Welcome to the AAFT News. The headlines for the day are: bomb blast in Ahmedabad. The border issue is the biggest bone of contention between India and China. Indian shooters misfire in Beijing Olympics, saying if King gets a record opening, and monsoon spreading all over India. Now the news in detail. At least 38 people are now known to have been killed by a series of bomb explosions in the city of Ahmedabad in the western Indian state of Gujarat, police have said. Officials say there were 17 blasts within an hour targeting residential areas, public transport, marketplaces and hospitals where the injured were being treated. It is thought the explosions were caused by crudely made devices hidden in boxes and on bicycles. Many of the victims were hit by flying ball bearings and other shrapnel packed into the bombs. Narendra Modi, the Chief Minister of Gujarat state, which includes Ahmedabad, condemned the blasts as a crime against humanity and said the group or groups behind them were using a similar modus operandi all over the country. The state government Home Minister Amit Shah said the government had received a threat email and we are probing it. Local media reports say a little-known Islamist group called the Indian Mujahideen has claimed responsibility. Many people are not leaving their houses because of fear of further attacks. Prithviraj Chavan, a junior in the Prime Minister's office, called yesterday's bombings deplorable and said they were set off by people bent upon creating a communal divide in the country. That is the sort of language officials tend to use when blaming Islamic militants suspected of being behind a scene of coordinated bomb attacks across the country in recent years. Targets have included mosques, Hindu temples and trains. India and China have signed an agreement in Delhi aimed at resolving a long-running dispute over their Himalayan border. India's National Security Advisor said it was one of the most significant documents signed by the two countries. The agreement was sealed as Indian Premier Manmohan Singh met visiting Chinese counterpart Wen Jiabo. The world's two most populous countries fought a bitter war over their largely unmarked border in 1962. The joint statement by the two countries did not go into specifics on the issue, talking of political parameters and guiding principles. However, China has now formally given up the claim to the state of Sikkim. Until now, China had never recognized India's 1975 annexation of Sikkim. Medal hopeful Indian shooters cut a sorry figure in the first day of the Olympics. Competition as Anjali Bhagwat, Avneet Kaur Sidhu and Samresh Jung bowed out in the qualification round on Saturday with below par performances at the Beijing Olympic Shooting Range Hall. Anjali, competing in her third Olympics, triggered the dismal show in the women's 10-meter air rifle, finishing 29th with a score of 393. Avneet Kaur Sidhu finished 10 places below her, shooting a poor 389 in the same event. Goldfinger Jung, who won a quintet of gold medals in the 2006 Melbourne Commonwealth Games, fared the worst. He shot only 570 out of 600 and finished 42nd out of 48 competitors. Jung came into the games with a qualification score of 584, but on Saturday he fell way short of that in his pet event, where he had finished 4th at the 2007 World Cup in Munich with 584 out of 600. The topper, Pang Wei of China, logged 586 out of 600 to make the final easily. Jung, however, is to compete in one more event, the 50-meter pistol event. Saying is King, starring Akshay Kumar in the lead role, opened to an excellent box office worldwide today, but critics are not sure whether the euphoria will last. The film's producer Vipul Shah said the box office collections on the opening day was a historical 100% everywhere. It is everywhere and overseas. The film has got a phenomenal initial beginning. They say the opening is bigger than Shah Rukh Khan's starrer Om Shanti Om. However, it is too early to provide the comparative figures as the film has been released only today, he added. The much-hyped and well-published movie, which is co-produced by Akshay Kumar himself, was in the news all throughout its making. But not the least, the temperatures recorded at 4 metropolitan cities today are Delhi recorded a maximum of 26 degrees Celsius and a minimum of 25. Mumbai was at 31 and 24. Kolkata 33 degrees and 24 degrees. Chennai recorded a maximum of 33 and a minimum of 26 degrees Celsius. The main headlines once again. Bomb blast in Ahmedabad. The border issue is the biggest bone of contention between India and China. Indian shooters misfire in Beijing Olympics. Saint is King gets a record opening. And monsoon spreading all over India. This is all for now. Bindu Sabawal signing off. Have a nice day.